Mr. Coble for 5 minutes.
I thank the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Benghazi matters and the American people deserve answers. On the evening of September 11, 2012, terrorist factions successfully attacked America in Benghazi, Libya, and they torched our consulate and killed 4 Americans. Early in the morning the following day, they attacked our annex. Secretary Clinton's response to the American people was that these attacks were in response to a video posted on the internet. The following Sunday, on September 16th, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Susan Rice repeated Secretary Clinton's assertion on 5 separate television talk shows. Mr. Speaker, today is July 10, 2013, and we now know that without question these attacks were strategically planned but had no relation to Secretary Clinton or Ambassador Rice's initial assertions. The investigation into our failure to protect those 4 Americans who were killed, our consulate, our annex, and the administration's abysmal explanation for informing the American public must continue. Mr. Speaker, Secretary Clinton, days ago, appeared before a Senate hearing and was asked about certain facts surrounding the attack. She replied, "What difference does it make?" I suggest that Secretary Clinton may want to consult with the survivors of the 4 Americans who were slain and ask them, what difference does it make? I take umbrage with her response, and I think it was done in a rather uncaring and very... Investigating this scandal, Mr. Speaker, is our duty and obligation as representatives of the American people and protectors of the public trust. To date, congressional hearings have raised far more questions than answers. We have to look no further than the testimony of Mr. Gregory Hicks before the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. Mr. Hicks is the former Deputy Chief of Mission in Libya, and his testimony, Mr. Speaker, is replete with contradictions from what Secretary Clinton, Ambassador Rice, and others have told the American public. The matter, Mr. Speaker, in my opinion, smacks of a cover-up, and we must continue to pursue to develop answers and explanation as to what happened so that we will ultimately know what really did occur on that fateful night and ensuing days. Mr. Speaker, as I said at the outset, Benghazi matters, and we must continue thoroughly to examine this until the truth ultimately suffers. It matters, and the American public, American taxpayers here, there, and yonder deserve a final resolution to this episode. I suggest that we continue to keep our eye on the ball, and otherwise this is going to disappear into the wind, and that would be inexcusable.